Nick Capacity with us from Holy Redeemer, talking about the track and field team. Kevin Walters, the head coach, great guy, serving our country, and of course Armed Forces Day here in our country. But, talk a little bit about a lot of coaches at Holy Redeemer, a lot of talented coaches, and what's it like, all you guys just pushing these kids pretty darn hard with a lot of success.
First, I'd like to thank the 109th Field Artillery Unit based at the Kingston Armory for their support of Coach Kevin Walters as he leads our team. I also want to thank his wife Tila and his 3 girls for sharing him with us. Coach Walters is the heart and soul of our team. He's been with the program, I think, 15 years now, and his entire staff is either former athletes or parents of former athletes, so he really inspires a lot of loyalty to the program.
For you, seeing all this talent this year and everybody just trying to coach them up, but boy, there's some good raw talent, but you get everybody a little better. What's it like seeing great kids? Because these are great kids.
They are. The program this year got a couple surprises with new people that showed up to the area. The talent level was there, and I think because of that, the rest of the program also rose. They saw what some athletes can do and what they're capable of, and that helped us motivate the entire group to work harder to achieve a new level this year.
Let's get over on the guys' end and talk about some of the guys that really had some special year and an opportunity here now to take their game to the next level.
Well, our Holy Redeemer's 4x8 team, this is their 3rd year in a row as district champions. 2 of the members, Dominic Capacity and Lucas Volpetti, have been on this team since their sophomore year. So they've had that opportunity to go to states. This will be their 3rd time. Their sophomore year, they were able to come away with a 4th place state medal. And with their new members this year of seniors George Strish and Bryce Zapuzik, they're hoping to repeat what they were able to do in that sophomore year and bring home a state medal.
And then over on the ladies' end, you guys always seem to have a distance girl. Talk a little bit about Cameron Marcinkowski.
As you know, John Cameron ran for me at cross country this season, and the girls had a phenomenal cross country season. That carried over into this year. Her training dedication this season rose to a new level during track. Her form changed, and what she was able to do with that really showed this track season, with her being able to pick up her overall speed during her mile and 2 mile. Her mile time at districts was a 14-second PR over her regular season time, and very similar to that in the 2 mile also, where she was able to come away as the district champion.
The bond of the work ethic, that's how these kids will bond, by just keep working hard, celebrate a little bit. Maybe they'll go get something to eat, or you guys will do a hangout somewhere. Talk a little bit about the families getting together, and then the positive energy, up at the Paw Pack relays. You guys going to Shippensburg, or all the different traveling that you guys have done.
Yeah, having that opportunity to go to those tournaments together, or those invitationals as family and team, really does help bring the whole unit together. It's a full day of sharing that time together. Also, really being able to see what their fellow athletes could do against higher levels of competition. Again, it just kind of raises the whole environment of what they expect of themselves. Just last night after practice, our 4x4 girls team went out to get something to eat together, and we're trying to find something to wear that was similar for state, so they could kind of share that experience together.
A lot of bonding, a lot of great effort this year, Coach. Congratulations, and we look forward to talking to the student athletes.
Thank you very much.
Bryce Zapuzik here on the John Mendola Show at McCarthy Tire. Bryce, let's talk about you. Your senior year cross-country season successful, and now here we are in track and field season, more success. What is this 4x8 team like? Bringing in a couple new guys, you being a guy that has been with the program for quite some time, but kind of molding everybody together here to get a team to states again.
Yeah, well, last year it was me, Dom, and Lucas, 3 juniors, and then we had Scott Williams as a senior. And then after he graduated, we brought in another person in our class, George Strish. So all of us are seniors, and we're like super close. We've been running together for cross country and track for like the longest time. So this season means a lot to me, and especially now that we're like towards the end, it's like sort of hitting me now that like this is going to be my last like race for high school. So.
About health-wise, trying to stay as healthy as you could during the spring for you.
Yeah.
Did you stay pretty healthy?
I got like really lucky this season. I didn't really get wasn't injured too much. I like had a little bit of pain in my foot at one point, but that was pretty much it, and everything was pretty much smooth. So.
Let's talk about the next step for you, senior season. So graduation's coming at the end of the month at Holy Redeemer.
Right.
What are you going to do next?
I'm going to be going to Fairfield University and studying business, and I'm also going to be running there too for Fairfield. So I'm really excited to see that and meet like all the teams and get into that. So.
What was it about Fairfield that said, hey, this is the place for me?
Pretty much like I saw in their team what I see in our team. They have a great group of guys who are like really close knit, who like I noticed in our team. So that really made it for me. So.
Well, we wish you the best. You got a good weekend coming up next weekend at States. Go get them, all right?
Thank you.
George Strish is with us here on the John Mendola Show, the second leg of the 4x8 team. Talk about leg number one, and then when you get the baton, what's the strategy for your team?
Well, I mean, this is a little bit bold, but usually when Bryce hands me the baton, we're already, at least towards the front, or already in first. So my goal sort of as the second leg is to develop a gap between the rest of everybody before we hand off to Lucas.
Talk about do you feel the pressure to develop the gap, or just you kind of like, hey, let me just go do my best if it happens?
Yeah, I don't really feel a lot of pressure when I'm running, especially with the 4x8, just because I feel like I'm able to rely, even if I fail, like we can make it up somewhere else. So I usually just go out and try to have fun when I'm running.
There is some type of bond when you have a 4x4 or 4x8 team. So talk about being on the same page with these guys and kind of knowing what you have to do.
You usually can sort of even know how they want you to race without even discussing the race beforehand, just because you're training with them all year and you're developing a relationship with them. And let alone, I mean, I run with these guys not only in track, but also in cross country and like for years. So there's definitely even an unspoken knowledge of what each other knows that we need to do before we step onto the track.
How about the nerves of getting you're jockeying for position, ready to get the handoff and getting that experience out, because there's all kind of things happening in there and you just got to try to get that clean start.
Yeah, handoffs can be a little bit crazy, but we usually practice handoffs after practice to just develop like not necessarily better strategies, but just get like the handoff technique down. So I'm pretty confident in our handoffs, but we've been trying some new things. Like we tried a new way of handoff recently, and I mean I think it's going well, but I don't usually do that many handoffs because I'm not in that many relays. So there is a little bit of pressure to get a clean handoff before you start running.
Well, congratulations on a great accomplishment heading to States, and we wish you the best. Lucas Volpetti with us here on the John Mendola Show at McCarthy Tire Service. Lucas, let's talk about this 4x8 team this year. You guys had a lot of success. Feel pretty good to go to States?
Oh, absolutely. For a third time, I cannot argue with it.
How about your teammates? Talk about the other guys in every phase of it. You're the third phase of this race.
Yes, exactly. So Dom is our final leg. He's been in with all three phases with me the whole entire time. Bryce was here last year and now this year, and then George is the newbie, which he's done great so far.
For you, the next step is going to be a great step in New Jersey at Monmouth. So talk about why Monmouth.
Oh, well, I had a few options to go for college, and Monmouth gave me the best offer, obviously, for price and for fitting like my standards. And I don't know, it fit me very well, and they just won the MAC, so I can't argue with going to the powerhouse of the MAC conference.
And talk about what your favorite event is. I know you're doing the 4x8 here, but you know, between mile, 2 mile, and just getting out there and running, do you have a favorite?
Well, it's either going to be the mile or the 8. Specifically the mile because I've ran it since freshman year. I was the only freshman in the mile, and then the 8 since it's gotten me to States 3 times now.
You guys have a bunch of coaches, so talk about their ability to push you guys.
Oh, it's great because with 2 of the coaches, they're the only 2 that have went under 2 minutes at Redeemer. So it's amazing to be coached by them to physically do the same thing.
All right, Lucas, congratulations and good luck at Monmouth.
All right, thank you very much.
Nick Peekle with us here on the John Mendola Show from Holy Redeemer. Nick, this 4x8 team's really talented. Yeah. Talk about when you're getting an opportunity to run, whether it's the mile, the 2 mile, just getting out there and going having fun.
Oh yeah, you know, track and cross country, I've been running for a very long time. So it's always great, you know, to have been running with the same people since the beginning, honestly. And I think this 4x8 is really a culmination of, you know, the hard work that we've been putting in since 5th grade, quite frankly. Yeah.
about for you? When did you first start getting out and saying, okay, I'm going to go for a long distance run? Was it your dad who got you interested?
Yeah, my dad was actually a really good runner back in a very long time ago. He ran the 400, so he always wanted me to be, you know, mid-distance kind of guy. But I've run more distance stuff. This year I moved down to the 800, so he was happy to see me doing that. I did the 4x4 a little bit this year too, so yeah.
Junior year, you're doing well in the classroom, but you know, it's nice when you're able to do some extracurricular activities.
Oh, yeah.
What do you see in the future for yourself down the road?
You know, the big goal is always to do well in states, hopefully for cross country. I was 10th in the district this last year, so hoping to get a state medal for cross country. For track, I'm not sure. There are a lot of good runners, a lot of good distance runners that are underclassmen. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Track's always fun, so you never know. Something good can happen.
How about these coaches pushing you guys? Talk about the different coaches you have and like a military background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it always goes back to the coaches. Coach Dave and Coach Adam are two very good distance coaches, especially like they've run before. You know, they ran in the 4x8 when they ran track. They're on the same team. So having that background is really is something special. Coach Kev, being for the National Guard, really does keep us grounded as a team, which is always very nice.
Well, Nick, we wish you the best at the state meet with your teammates. Go have some fun, and congratulations on a lot of success.
Thank you.